Okay, so for episode 3 of the podcast, the first thing that caught my attention was like the very beginning snippet of the video, and it's the guy saying that there was more to the story, but like he didn't he didn't know what to say or he couldn't say anything. I don't remember exactly what he said, but he was saying that there was more to the story than what we heard to the news reporter. And so I wonder like what that consisted of, but I don't know. And then like the next part that they start talking about when the guy's face has all these marks and whatever happened to him. I mean like whatever was on his face because of the officers. I thought it was like pretty like a pretty big takeaway with the fact that the officers had kicked him so hard that his face was messed up for a while and then they had to wait because they didn't want to proceed with the court hearings while his face had all the damage on it so that they could keep a different appearance for the whole situation instead of just walking in there with all the injuries and then taking it that way. And then the next part was they were talking, the news reporter and the police were talking about how there was a camera on the scene, but the camera wasn't working and it was facing down, which I thought was kind of weird because even if nothing really goes on in that area, first of all there's a camera, so something would be captured anyways. Second of all, it's not working, so why didn't they replace it? And then next um why is it facing down? Because you can't capture anything if it's facing down. You gotta keep it up. So I thought that was weird or interesting, I guess. And then the officers relayed a different story in their report than what happened. At least that's what we were told. And um how what happened? The officers mentioned they like kicked him, but they didn't mention repeatedly kicking him or something. There was something that I'm missing on that. I don't remember exactly what. And then they were trailing off a little bit, I think. At least it seemed like it to me, but the news reporters were talking about how the police officers had jumped onto the hood of the car and started shooting downwards into the windshield. It made me think about the Fourth Amendment Barnes versus Felix that we did today. So or yeah, when I record this. So I thought that was interesting. And then the next part was that the police brutality was such a like major thing to the citizens that they actually stopped calling the police because they were scared of police brutality, and so they had at least 22,000 less calls. And I think it was Milwaukee, and I don't remember what year it was, but it was a couple years. Yeah. And then they were talking about the news reporters were talking about that Cleveland has a zero belief in self-reflection in the police. So I thought that was pretty interesting because it's got to be pretty bad for it to be zero. And then I don't remember exactly how this was said, but it was police aren't to blame in the line of duty. I mean, definitely it depends on the situation at hand, but I don't know. I don't think anyone's just scot-free to be oh, no one's to blame. So I think it definitely just depends on the situation. And then my last point is how the police officer was going on this tangent about how he can always smell marijuana no matter how much it is, and that he was smelling a wrapped, I think it was a wrapped um like m- thing of marijuana in the guy's pocket. I thought that was interesting because I don't know. I don't know. I thought that was weird. Even the news reporter was saying something about it. I'm pretty sure, but that's it.